Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Redlands. My name is Joe. I'll be leading you on this guided meditation today. So let me invite you to just close your outer eyes. Take a nice deep inhalation through the nose. Exhale out your mouth. Inhale deeply through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. And let's just repeat this process, allowing our bodies to relax, all that tension in the neck and shoulders, and to just drop, relax, as we allow our breathing to grow deeper. And just feel the rise and fall. As we inhale through the nose, allow our lower abdomens to expand. And contract as we exhale. And as we exhale, just feel and allow all that tension to drop and relax. Use each exhalation to relax and feel your body grow more relaxed. Just feel that tension dropping from your body like water down a pipe and out a drain. As we center ourselves in oneness with divine spirit. Which is all we are, and all will ever be. Visualize and see that spirit, your spirit, at the core of your body, glowing like a burning coal. Keep your attention focused on your breathing. And if any distracting thoughts or noises, just let them pass through. Don't fight them, don't resist them. Just acknowledge and release. Just let them pass through you like an open window. Like air through an open window. And return to focusing on your breathing. Your body relaxed. And as you inhale through your nose, see that burning coal at the core of your being stoke and flare up, illuminating everything within, warming, comforting. exhale all unwanted emotions, beliefs, all that does not serve our highest and best good. Which is the nature of spirit. Spirit that is only good, benevolent, creative, love. And in knowing this, let us breathe, visualizing that inner burning coal flaring up and lighting us up and illuminating all of our best and highest and greatest good. For that is spirit. That is your divine self. Interconnected with the omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent, universal spirit that surrounds us and that we live and move and have our being within. Power of universal spirit we are one with it. Harnessing it now in our breathing, in this awareness, and in this consciousness. Let us breathe. Let us be still and know. Allow your breathing to grow deeper, deeper in this knowing, in this quiet, as we feel the vibration of pure spirit, pure potentiality. See that light brightening, flaring up, and illuminating within you. See it. Feel it now. Spirit within and all around. It has you. It has you. And you have it. Oneness. That is truth. As we breathe in this awareness, let us know that all people all animals and living things, all the mountains, trees, rivers, oceans, all that exists on this planet and beyond is the work of this divine intelligence, and that we are all one and part of it, working together in unity and knowingness. We are all interconnected. Imagine, visualize the place that is most special, most peaceful to you. It could be a mountaintop, it could be a sunset, it could be standing on the beach, it could be the moonlight, the sunshine, a cat purring on your lap, a dog licking your face, a butterfly landing on your shoulder, just whatever brings you the most tranquility and peace. It is all oneness. It is all beauty. Life, nature. We are all part of this one being. This one being, this one existence that is all within the body of God. Spirit, whatever you choose to call it. Now, let us return to the sacred space and place. As we bring our attention back to this present moment, some may choose to tap their fingers, wiggle their toes, slowly return. And let me invite you to open your eyes at your ready. And this concludes our meditation. Thank you.
Everybody. Thank you, Joe, for that beautiful meditation. Setting the intention and the spirit in this room and online in a perfect way. So let's open the doors and let the light in. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors on this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors on this heart of mine. I'm not holding it in anymore. Not. I'm gonna shout it out loud. I understand now what I'm here for and what this life is about. Well, it's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand, lending a hand. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors on this heart of mine. There's a voice that I've heard for years. I've learned to keep it inside, but now it's coming in loud and clear. I want a deeper life, a life about love, life about laughter, life about comfort and smiles, a life about love, life about kindness, life about hearts open wide, life about love, life about passion, about taking a chance. Life about love, life about service, life about lending a hand. Life about love, life about laughter, about comfort and smiles. Life about love, life about kindness, life about hearts open wide. Love and passion, about taking a chance. Life about love, life about service, life about lending a hand. How about lending a hand? Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Spring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors on this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors on this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors on this heart. Shake 'em now, shake 'em hard. Shake 'em high, hold 'em high of mine.
Thank you, Al.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Redlands. Thank you to everyone joining us on Facebook and Live and YouTube and here in our beautiful sanctuary with our beautiful green wall. I'm still getting used to it. I'm still loving it more and more every day. My name is Eileen Swenson, is highlighted in yellow here, so I know that's true. And it is truly a privilege and an honor to welcome you to our Sunday celebration service. CSL Redlands is a New Thought community living an ancient wisdom philosophy based on the science of mind. The science of mind philosophy was developed in the early 20th century by writer and lecturer Reverend Dr. Ernest Holmes. Dr. Holmes studied truths from all the world's religious traditions and spiritual paths and developed a fresh new way for us to look at ourselves and how we fit into the world. CSL Redlands is an open and inclusive community honoring all people from every background, all races, sexual orientations, gender expressions, and spiritual paths. No matter who you are or where you are on your journey of faith, you are always welcome here. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence, and our vision is a world that works for everyone. If you are here with us for the first time, please raise your hand and let us properly greet you. We are one gift packet short, and I will have the third one ready by the end of the service. Yeah. I'm slacking just a little bit, so sorry about that. We know you have a choice for your spiritual community, and again, we are delighted to have you visit with us today. A gentle reminder to silence your cell phones, and please put them away safely so you may participate more fully. And now, for the very, very exciting announcements. These are always exciting. There will come a time when you have a test on them, so you must pay attention. We don't just talk about these whimsically. Serious stuff here. The Visionaries of Love Visioning team meeting today at the conference table back there at 12 p.m., and it is led by Daryl Prince. He comes up with the most beautiful guided meditations to take us into a visioning process. You will love to take part of that. Wake Up and Meditate with Sonja Prince, our spiritual director, a daily spiritual practice Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 7:15 a.m., and that's in the morning. Yeah, it's interesting to be there in the morning. It's a great experience. I'm with her every morning, and it really is lovely. Donate a meal for the women's shelter. If anyone is interested in donating a meal or volunteering for the CSL Redlands Women's Safe Shelter, please speak with Jean to sign up. That is Jean right over there. And speak to her. She would love to sign you up to donate a meal. 1 Minute Miracle. Our practitioners are available after service for prayer. What can we know for your highest good? They will help you find that. Amazon Smile. Don't just wait for a holiday. Don't just wait for one. No. Next time you shop using Amazon, you can donate to CSL Redlands. Go to smile.amazon.com and choose Redlands Center for Spiritual Living. Each time you shop, a portion of your shopping total will benefit us. And thanks for shopping and benefiting your CSL Redlands. You are magnificent and loved as you are, and right where you are, God is. And now our centering music. Wait, I was going to bring something to your attention. I type up these bulletins, and there is a very delightful typo on here. I challenge you to find it. You're going to love it. So, our centering music is performed by the very talented Alfonso. What is Al short for? Alan, not Alfonso. I was thinking maybe Alexander the Great, something like that, but our very talented Alan Yankee. Thank you, Alan.
Thank you, David. There's a very talented fellow who lives not far from here, actually. He lives in North Orange County, and he's the composer of the very first Swing Wide the Doors that we opened the service with. And he's also the composer of this piece. His name is Daniel Namod. And I'm going to give him props here. I think if you like that piece or this piece, check him out online. He's worth your time. Nothing to say, nowhere to go, nothing to do. I have no promises to make, no one to know, nothing to prove. It's a strange sort of existence, but somehow it seems so true. The only thing I really know is that I don't know a thing. The only sound that I hear now is the silence when I sing. The only sight my eyes can see is the darkness in my dreams. This is how I'm born to be. Empty. I know nothing is wrong, nothing is right, all is in all. Right now, everything's gone, ambition and fight, no expectations at all. It's a new kind of intention, but somehow it seems so right. The only thing I really know is that I don't know a thing. The only sound that I hear now is the silence when I sing. The only sight my eyes can see is the darkness of my dreams. This is how I'm born to be. I'll be perfectly fine if I stay this way forever. Nothing on my mind, and I've never felt better. The only thing I really know is that I don't know a thing. The only sound that I hear now is the silence when I sing. The only sight my eyes can see is the silence of my dreams. This is how I'm born to be. This is how I'm born to be. Empty.
Thank you, Al. That was beautiful, as usual.
All this usual beauty.
So much of it. So much of it. Abundance. Got a wisdom reading here today. It's essentially it's a string of quotes, and I'll just run them off to you. The first one is by a person named Chief Seattle, a Squamish and Duwamish chief. He said, "What is man without the beasts? If all the beasts were gone, men would die from a great loneliness of spirit, for whatever happens to the beasts also happens to man." Ido Shimano, a Zen Buddhist monk, said, "People often ask me how Buddhists answer the question, does God exist? The other day I was walking along a river and suddenly became aware of the sun shining through the trees. It was giving all of itself through its warmth and brightness. The Son's gift was simply there to be taken in, and without thinking about it, completely spontaneously, my two hands came together, and I realized that I was praying. It occurred to me that this is all that matters, that we can bow, take a deep bow, just that. St. Francis of Assisi said, "A cat purring on your lap is more healing than any drug in the world, as the vibrations you are receiving are of pure love and contentment." Thomas Berry, a Catholic priest and cultural historian, said, "When we see a flower, a butterfly, a tree, when we feel the evening breeze flow over us or wade in a stream of clear water, our natural response is immediate, intuitive, transforming, ecstatic. Everywhere we find ourselves invaded by the world of the sacred." And the late, great comedian and actor George Carlin said, "I like it when a flower or a little tuft of grass grows through a crack in the concrete. It's so heroic." Let me invite you to be still with me a moment. Close your outer eyes for our opening invocation. Recognizing that spirit, pure intelligence, which I call God, is all there is, and that it is a benevolent force, and that its nature is only love, and that I am a manifestation of spirit, that you are a manifestation of spirit, that we are all outward expressions of God, and one with God, that is omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient. I speak my word knowing it is truth. And I know that as co-creators with the divine spirit that permeates and pervades all living things and all inanimate things, we spiral upward in this knowingness. In this consciousness, we center together as a collective whole. In this sanctuary, as we know our highest and best good and realize the essence of God within each and every one of us. We experience it, we live, breathe, and allow it to be so. And as Spirit courses through each and every one of us, flowing outward in divine, loving expression and grace, we transcend all crises, pain, doubt, fear, and other false conditions, as we know only cause, first cause, that is God. And in this knowing and confidence that divine protection, strength, and love carries us, guides us, and elevates us, we open our minds and hearts this morning to accept the message to be delivered here by Sonja Prince. How grateful I am for this sacred space and place, for its members, its board of directors, its many committed volunteers, for the music of Gilman Carver and Alan Yankee, and to all the other children of God who occupy this space, to all the mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, sons, and daughters out in the world beyond the walls of this sanctuary watching online. I am grateful. I am thankful for the power of this collective consciousness that is good, so beautiful. And I can only say, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. God bless us all. So I release my word to the universal law of spirit that only answers yes to whatever our mind, to whatever our thought impresses upon it. I take comfort in this knowing, secure, confident, joyous, and grateful for the truth that sets us free. And so it is.
When I was a boy, each week on Sunday we would go to church, pay attention to the priest, and he would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Sunday school, we would learn about the time that Moses split the sea in two and Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad that miracles don't happen still, but by now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Well, why? From water that's not so small, but an even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. And so the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips. Now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-downs. Now I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Can you feel that? Everything is holy now. So if you read a question in a child's face, tell me that is not a testament. That's a very hard case to make. And see another new morning sun, tell me that it's not a sacrament. I'll tell you, it can't be done. This morning I stood outside and saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush, singing like a scripture verse. Made me want to close my eyes and remember when church let out. Oh, how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Everything, everything, everything is holy now. Holy now.
Thank you, Al. So everything is holy now,
Yes.
not holy cow.
Holy cow.
I don't know if you saw that, but Ellen found it because I heard her say it. So good morning, everyone. So first thing I want to do is I want to acknowledge and ask him to stand up, Ashton. Ashton did the beautiful paint. Yes. I'm telling you, he was here for like, what is it, was about 11 hours. It was about 11. Okay. So, anyway, thank you, Ashton, for that. So, it's a beautiful day. So, I have a joke. I'm not too sure about the joke, but I'm going to tell it anyway. So in Science of Mind, this year is Living Everyday Wonder, and this month of August is about nature. So I'm going to start with this joke, and this joke is about a band of squirrels. So the Presbyterian Church called a meeting to decide what to do about their squirrel infestation. After much prayer and consideration, they concluded that the squirrels were predestined to be there, and they should not interfere with God's divine will. At the Baptist church, the squirrels had taken interest in the baptismal pool. The deacons met and decided to put a water slide in the baptismal pool because they said, we're going to allow the squirrels to drown. Bad. The squirrels loved the slide, and they instinctively knew how to swim. So twice as many squirrels showed up the next Sunday. So the Lutheran Church decided that they were not in a position to harm any of God's creatures, so they humanely trapped the squirrels to set them free near the Baptist church. But 2 weeks later, the squirrels were back because they had taken down the slide. The Episcopalian Church tried a much more unique path. They set out pans of whiskey around the church in an effort to kill the squirrels with alcohol poisoning. They sadly learned how much damage a band of drunk squirrels could do. The Catholic Church came up with a more creative strategy. They baptized all the squirrels, made them members of the church. Now they only see them on Easter and Christmas. But not so much was heard from the Jewish synagogue. Not too much was heard from the Jewish synagogue. They took the first squirrel and circumcised him. They haven't seen a squirrel since. So that is the joke. So the talk title is The Furry, the Fuzzy, the Slimy, the Scaly, and Everyone Else. So our spiritual principle is we believe that the manifest universe is the body of God. The manifest universe is the body of God. Everything is included. I wanted to tell you about, because it's about animals and little crawly creatures, there are 5 principles of animal welfare that I don't know that you know. So I'm going to tell you about them. So number 1 is freedom from hunger and thirst. Number 2 is freedom from discomfort. Number 3 is freedom from pain, injury, or disease. Number 4 is freedom to express normal behavior. And number 5 is freedom from fear and distress, just in case you didn't know. So Anthony Douglas Williams says, when I look into the eyes of an animal, I do not see an animal. I see a living being. I see a friend. I feel a soul. And Anatole France says, until one has loved an animal, a part of one's soul remains unawakened. So when I was putting this talk together, I was looking for dialogue and stories about animals, and so I came across a story about the buzzard, the bat, and the bee. These are some interesting facts about them. So one interesting fact about a buzzard is if you put them in a 6x8 square pen and it's open at the top, despite the buzzard's ability to fly, it becomes an absolute prisoner of that 6x8. The reason is that when the buzzard takes flight, it always runs. It starts from 10 to 12 feet, and it runs, and it descends into the sky. Now, since the space is so small, it doesn't allow the buzzard to do the normal run. So it will stay there, frustrated and sad. The bat, which is a fascinating creature. So they have a sonic hearing, and they have great eyesight to see at night. So the bat will not survive on a level surface. So if you put the bat down on a level surface, it can't do anything. It won't fly because it's used to being upside down in an inclined position. So it will attempt to find an incline, and once it does find the incline, then it will take off. And then the last one is a bumblebee. If you take a bumblebee and put it in a tumbler without a lid, it will bash against the sides of the tumbler until it dies, or until you take it out. And even though at the top it's open, it will just keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, completely. Because it will destroy itself because it won't go to the top. It'll just go back and forth. So those are three interesting facts about the bat, the buzzard, and the bee. But I think in many ways, we can find ourselves like the buzzard, not willing to take off. Something is holding us back. We are in this little 6x8 space, and we can't fly. We can't do what we need to do. And then we might find ourselves as a bat. We're thinking that, we're on this level, we're on this surface, but we can't find our way to gain enough momentum or be put in the right direction to go forward. And then we might be about like the bee. We're doing the same things over again. We're bouncing ourselves back and forth, and we're not moving forward or moving out of where we find ourselves. And I don't know about you, but I know sometimes I'm guilty of that. Thinking of I'm stuck in this space and I can't get out. So what that is we haven't learned to rely fully on God, Spirit, the universe, whatever you choose to call it. So the truth is that we're human, but we're human beings having a spiritual experience. But sometimes we want to control things, and sometimes we can't get out of the own box that we put ourselves in. Sometimes we hang on to our stories. So the other day I was speaking to some friends on Zoom, and I have this one friend that's, she's having a tough time right now, dark night of the soul, as we tend to call it. And she kept saying, if this could happen, then I could do this. I met this person, and now I can do this. So she kept staying in her story. And it was about 6 of us on the call with her, and we just finally said, stop. Stop. You are spirit. You are the individualized expression of God. You are spirit. What do you want? What would you like to see? You can have anything that you want. Stop with the story. And we encouraged her to not tell that story again. Because when you tell the story over and over again, you keep yourself stuck. You keep yourself in this 6x8 box that you can't seem to fly out of. You're looking for something outside of you in order to propel you forward. So we said to her, you are spirit. Stop with the story. Let's look within. And I could see on the call that she wasn't quite accepting what we were saying, but it was 6 of us against the 1. So at the end of the story, at the end of the Zoom call, we encouraged her, don't tell that story anymore. Focus on what you want and not what you don't want. Remember who you are, an individualized expression of God, of spirit. You are spirit. You are God expressing. That's why we say as practitioners, what can we know for you? What can we know for your highest good? Because we don't focus on the negative or the condition, because we know the truth of your being, that you are God expressing. And that means everything within the one is within you. So Ernest Holmes says, when we have within us a power that is greater than anything that we shall ever contact in the outer. A power that can overcome every obstacle in our life and set us safe, satisfied, and at peace, healed, and prosperous in a new light and in a new life. So say to yourselves, there is only one mind. There is only one mind. It is God's mind. It is creative. It is powerful. It is my mind right now. Doesn't that give you power? Don't you feel powerful when you say that? There's only one mind. That mind is God's mind. That mind is creative. That mind is powerful. That mind is my mind now, right here, right now, in this space. So what we need to do is we need to totally release, surrender, turn everything over to God, especially when things get a little tough in our lives. Sometimes I talked about control. Sometimes we want to hold on control. And I know sometimes I'm guilty of this. So I have some projects around the house that I asked Daryl to do. And so when he starts the project, what do? I have a front row seat of what he's doing. And he reminds me, Sonja, I don't need a supervisor. I said, I am the supervisor on this project. He says, I don't need a supervisor. I need another pair of hands. We just went through this the other day. He reminded me that I don't have any control. If I want to help, I can help. But otherwise, get going. So it all boils down to surrendering our humanness. I had to give up my need for control for what he was doing. I was trying to control what he was doing. So I have another story about surrendering, and this is a serious story about surrendering. I was working for this company, and I was in the medical field. I was working for this company, and I had been working there for about 3 years, and I began to get a little bit restless. I wasn't happy there was changes happening, just changes, all kinds of changes happening in the job. And I was getting a little anxious, and I wasn't happy. And so I came home and I told my husband, I said, Daryl, I'm not happy. This is not working for me. I would drive to work in prayer, because things were just happening. We didn't know who the next person that was leaving the corporate office, and so it was just, things were happening. So he said, Sonja, I want you to be happy. I want you to be happy. If you're happy, then I'm happy. So do whatever you need to do. And so I just, was kind of in turmoil about what do I really want to do. And what I really wanted to do was resign. But I know that, my salary helps our family. As he said, I want you to be happy. Surrender into God and do whatever it is you need to do. So I said, okay. I typed up my letter of resignation. I pushed send. When I pushed send, a calmness came over me. I just felt peace in my soul. So I knew it was the right thing to do, surrender. Now, mind you, I did not have another position to go to when I surrendered this job. So what happened was, my boss said, can you extend? My letter of resignation for January 11th. Can you stay until February? I said, sure, I'll stay until February. February came. Can you stay until March? I said, yes, I can stay until March. But you see, I had released all of that angst. I had released all of that turmoil because I knew it was just a matter of time before I hit the door. So I stayed. I said, I will stay until March. March 15th was my last day. She came to me and said, do you think you can stay a little bit longer? I said, I can't. Because remember, I didn't have a position to go to. But 2 weeks before that, I got a phone call out of the blue. Another office, the same type of office, but in a different location, a different company, called me and said, we have a position, would you like to apply for it? I said, yes. So I stepped out of one position on the 15th and stepped into my next position on that Monday. So I released, I let go. I let God do what God needed to do in and through my life. I was open to the possibilities of another position coming. I didn't know when, I didn't know how, I didn't know why, I didn't know any of that, but I just allowed it to unfold the way it needed to unfold, and it did. It worked out beautifully. I got a $10,000 raise, and it was closer. I didn't have to commute as long. I think it shaved about a half an hour off of my commute. So I let God be God in my life and work out the miracle that Al talked about in my life. And so that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. Just releasing, relying on God. When we have struggles and we have pain in our life, if we just let go and release it and allow God to work miracles or be God in our lives, and it's not really a miracle, it's just allowing Spirit to come through and guide us to the next great and best thing for us in our life. So recently, Daryl and I went to Oceanside, and I was meeting my prayer partner there. We were meeting her and her husband. And we were going to Oceanside. And so as we were walking up to meet them, I was looking out over the bay, over the ocean. And I was reminded of the poet Rumi, that Rumi reminds us that we are not a drop in the ocean. We are the entire ocean in one drop. Think about that. We are not a drop in the ocean. We are the ocean in the entire drop. So for any of us to make peace, we need to know that God essence, because in the Bible it says we're made in the image and likeness of God, right? The image and likeness of God. Everything contained, we are a part of that. And we can use that energy. We can use that. We have the essence of God within this body temple of mine, of yours, is the essence of God. And guess what? You can use it. Ernest Holmes has a statement that says that the essence of God is within us. There is a power and an energy and a presence of God is within us, and we can use it. So are you using it? How are you using it? You can use it to build bridges or burn down bridges. It's all up to you. It's all up to what we say out of our mouths, what we think in our heads. This is the energy we are creating. We have our teaching symbol talks about the creative process. So we are always creating. We're creating with our thoughts. We're creating with our words. So I don't know about you, but I want to change what comes out of my mouth and change what comes into my thoughts and make it positive, make it affirming, life affirming. And so that's what I invite you to do. I invite you to use your words and use your thoughts as life affirming. Now, there's a story and use that essence of God. And here's another story about how we can use it. Not directly, but I'll take you there. So in the Cherokee Indian tradition, when a boy becomes a man, his father takes him out into the woods, sets him down someplace. The boy puts on a blindfold, and he needs to stay in that place with the blindfold on until he starts to see the beginning of daylight coming through the blindfold. Imagine. Can you imagine you take your son out to the wilderness and you sit him on a rock, and you put a blindfold on him, and you say, this is your rite of passage. You need to stay here until you see the sun come up and the sun shines through the blindfold. So what must be going through his head? There might be wild animals out here. I mean, who's going to protect me? But because it's a rite of passage, the boy stays. He stays. He's steadfast, he stays, because he knows that this is important to his rites of passage, him becoming a man in the eyes of his village. So he stays, and he sees the sun coming through the blindfold, and he takes the blindfold off just to see that his father has been there all along. All the time. No harm was ever going to come to him. How do we feel that way about spirit in our life? Do you know that there's really no harm that has ever come and injured your soul? Do we know that we have a Father, Mother, Universe, Spirit, God, that is always wanting to say yes to your desires, yes to what you want? And we just need to trust that we are held. We are held. That's what we need to know. That's what we need to know. That is what we need to know, that we know that we know that we are held, that we are safe, that we are secure, that we are abundant, that we are made in the image and likeness of God, that God essence is moving and having its being even in and through us, that we are safe and secure. So this week, this week I invite you to just know this for yourself. When you find some trouble in your life and you're going through some things, Al said, just empty it all out. Just empty it out. And step into the essence of the presence of God, of Spirit, of the universe. When you wake up in the morning, you're doing your meditation, getting in that silent place, and just listen. Just listen for that still small voice that is guiding, that is wanting to guide and direct you on your path and on your way today and every day. Just listen for it. So the opportunity this week is to dive deeper into your spiritual practice, to ask yourself, what would my life look like if I were fully trust and rely on Spirit, on God? What would my life look like? What would my life look like? I don't know about you, but I've had some guidance from Spirit. I talked about it. The guidance of the new job that I procured. There's other things that has happened in my life as well. So we need to, if you would, just anchor into your knowing. Anchor into your knowing and know that you know and trust that you know that God is always guiding you in and through everything that you do. There's a quote by Anda Shante in the book Opening Doors Within that says, enlightenment means waking up to what you truly are and then being that. So this week, open up to what you truly are and be that. Be that essence. Be that expression of spirit. Be that essence of God that you are. Like I told my friend, you are spirit. You are the individualized expression of God expressing. Go out and be it. Step into the allness and the fullness of it and be it. So the presence of God is within and around you. Align yourself with the presence of God. And say, I say this, there is a recording that came out that says, I am alive with spirit, spirit is alive in me. I am alive in spirit, spirit is alive in me. I am alive in spirit, spirit is alive in me. Say that, be that, step into the allness of who you are, who and whose you are. Rely on God. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So many thoughts occur to me. I'm sure I'm not the only one when we get these wonderful talks and prayers and insights. There was a beautiful Adyashanti quote that you just shared. And that might, if you don't know who Adyashanti is, you might think, oh, that's some old Indian cat from centuries ago. He lives in LA. You can go see him. Yeah. He's a cool cat. So there's this multi-faith conference going on, and into the elevator steps one fellow and then another. And so the first guy introduces himself. He says, I'm a fundamentalist Christian pastor, and my name's Joe. And the other guy says, oh, I'm a New Thought minister. My name's Sam. New Thought? What? Oh, you're the people that think you're God, aren't you? And Sam says, oh, I'm afraid that's true, but it's actually much worse than that. We think you are too. So the wisdom. Daryl has a lot of wisdom too. I don't need a supervisor. I need an extra set of hands. That's what this song is about. We're all living neath the great Big Dipper. We're all washed by the very same rain. Swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We're all leaping through the waves of fortune, cherishing the beings we swim beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. When I'm alone and I'm searching, hungering for answers in my time, I'm balanced at the brink of wisdom and impatient to receive a sign. I ask of all who came before me, please band together and be my guides. Loving lessons that I will follow. We're all swimming to the other side. We're all living neath the great Big Dipper. We're all washed by the very same rain. Swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We're all leaping through the waves of fortune, cherishing the beings that we swim beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. Go away, little fly. On this journey through thoughts and feelings, binding intuition and head and heart, gathering tools together, I'm preparing to do my part. I move forward with my senses open and move inward where the spirit abides. In humility I will listen. We're all swimming to the other side. We're all living neath the great Big Dipper. We're all washed by the very same rain. Swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We're all leaping through the waves of fortune, cherishing the being that we swim beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. When we get there, we'll discover all All the gifts that we've been given to share have been with us since life's beginning. We never noticed they were there. Sometimes we balance at the brink of wisdom, thinking that we need to hold on tight. But releasing in sweet surrender gets us swimming to the other side. We're all living neath the great Big Dipper. We're all washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We're all leaping through the waves of fortune, cherishing the beings that we swim beside. All engaged in one endeavor, one in spirit and one together, one in love, one forever. We're all swimming to the other side.
That was wonderful. I love that. Swimming to the other side. And that's what we're trying to get. To the other side. There we go. Now it's time for our conscious giving. So I ask our ushers to please come forward. Thank you, Holly. Thank you, Daryl. So I invite you to consider that the same portal from which you give from is indeed the same portal from which you receive. So let's expand into being bigger and bolder givers as well as receivers. Join me in placing your tithe and offering over your heart as we affirm together, from the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and my belief. It does great work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. Daryl, Holly. That one there, this one here. Thank you.
Thank you for giving, thank you for receiving, and thank you for being who you are. Thank you for breathing, thank you for believing, and thank you for being who you are. The universe is flowing with love that's ever growing, and you are a vessel of that love. So thank you for caring, and bless you for your sharing, and thank you for being who you are. Thank you for being who you are.
Stretch your hands forward, please. I bless this tithe and gifts and offering, knowing that they are sufficient to cover the needs of CSL Redlands, which is a successful idea in the mind of God. How good it is to speak this word and know this truth now. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you. Play some music out. I just invite you to go within and know with me that there is a power and a presence for good. It is within you. It moves through you as you. You are the essence of the divine, expressing. I have never seen a bird walk around and wonder what it is. I've never seen it. I've never seen a caterpillar resist. I've seen them letting go and letting God and letting the transformation happen. And so I invite you today to step into the fullness and the allness of who and whose you are. I invite you today to know that there's no spot where God is not. I invite you today to remember that you are whole. You are perfect. The perfection of God. The DNA is running in and through you, in and through your veins. You are complete. You are a complete individualized expression of the one Spirit, the one God. When you step into that realization, there is no lack. There is no limitation. There is no sickness. You step into the flow like the river. You know, when you come across a stream and you see big rocks in the stream, the water just goes over it. It just goes over it, finds a way. So I invite you again to find a way this week to go into the silence. Empty all that preconceived stuff out. And just allow the Spirit of God to bathe you in its beauty and in its essence. Recognize it. Listen to that still small voice that's wanting to guide you, wanting to lead you to your best, next, magnificent. So rely on God. Just rely on God and surrender and let the unfoldment happen. Your beautiful expressions of the one. I invite you to live it. And so it is. Get your shakers out.
Let the light of Spirit shine through me. Let the light of Spirit shine through you. As I race and love make this a brighter world. Let the light of Spirit shine on. Let the light of Spirit shine through me. Let the light of Spirit shine through you. As I race and love make this a brighter world. Let the light of Spirit shine on. Shine on, shine on, shine on, shine on, shine on, shine on. Let the light of Spirit shine on. Let's do that chorus again. Shine on, shine on, shine on, shine on, shine on, shine on. Let the light of Spirit shine on. Let the light of Spirit shine on. Let the light of Spirit shine on. You got to let it shine on.
Thank you, Al. Hey, David, can you turn our monitors on?